What's up? Welcome back to the Siris King show. You know who this is. I'm going to talk about a simple concept because I was watching a YouTube channel and it was a dude and he was like kicking some spiritual shit, but it was like one of those, you know, I don't remember if it was like, I watched some of YouTube videos. I think it was like some kind of, either he was some of the holographic reality or like all thoughts is in your mind, something like that. And I saw a comment that it kind of hit me, and I said, "This is what I'm talking about." Where the person was like, "How much time you can keep talking about this? This is not real life." And it's interesting because the person was wrong, obviously, but I see why he says that. Meaning, the commenter, I mean, because when you go and tell people it's only in your head, it's an electrical universe or holographic universe, whatever, right? That doesn't match the everyday experience. And the problem is, people, usually the person delivering that message is so removed from normal life, and not in a good way. It's one thing, listen, it's one thing. If I was a billionaire right now, I'll be ghost. You won't see me, right? I might have a little, a little retreats, a little organized, little spiritual shit locally, right? Because I always like local spirituality better anyway, because I don't really think you could really, it's hard to do it on the internet, and it's hard to do it even in books. But my whole point was, you won't see me, right? If I was a billionaire, I'll keep 100, right? I don't give a fuck, right? So, but you gotta stay grinding. That's how it goes. So here's the problem. These people who say that are not billionaires. These people who say that are in the world. And yet they feel like they're above a lot of topics. I mean, people see me. You can say whatever you want. You look at my YouTube, you look at my YouTube shorts, you look at my podcast, Empire. I talk about everything. Or let's put it this way. A lot of people, if YouTube didn't exist, a lot of people wouldn't even know I'm spiritual based on my podcast, right? So what does that mean? I'm not in space. So when I talk about space shit, here's the difference. I'm not in space. When I talk about space shit, I don't seem as crazy as the motherfucker just talking about space all day. And the problem is comes in, it's without a question the mental universe predates what you're seeing, right? No question. There's no question, light gets absorbed, gets absorbed in your eyes, and then it's like electrical impulses, and then regenerates a picture in your mind. But see, somebody will hear that and be like, okay, so we're taking all this light, all this electricity, all these rays, right, in our minds, and repackaging them is what you see. And the human will say, oh, I'm special human being. Listen, the animal's mind does the same thing. Every mammal's mind does that in different degrees, right? Some of them can't see colors as well. But other than that, like every mammal's mind does that. So this is the problem that comes in. Thoughts create reality is true, and then this will be why also people will come in and then they get the other stuff, right? Where they will say, I existed before my body. In indigenous systems, we don't even think like that. That's the funny thing. In indigenous systems, we don't even think like that. The body and mind and spirit is the same. You can't really make a differentiation. You can't differentiate, especially in African spirituality. There's no differentiation, right? That shit came from younger spiritual systems. So people say, okay, well, maybe the younger sisters got it right. No, they didn't. That's the problem. The younger sisters didn't get that right. And when the world was less industrialized, they can get away with that shit, right? Yeah. But now that it's industrialized, no, you can't get away with that. No, right? And what happens? Well, thoughts create reality, but this is what you don't realize. The rocks have a mind. The plants have a mind. Yeah, even the rocks have a mind. The plants have a mind. Animals have a mind. You think the rocks don't have a mind because you're looking at, you again, if you look at it based on what the space cadets like, love, right? Holographic universe, this electrical universe. In Nikong and in Indonesia, they'll always say a person's alive because they have yin and yang, right? So people say electric magnetism, whatever, right? If you're dead, you might still have magnetic field, right? Rocks still have magnetic fields. When you're alive, you have both. So life is about balancing that electromagnetic field, right? Okay. Well, then when you look at it like that, then you realize, oh shit, the rocks, the plants, all of them have lives. And not as even that. Not lives, I'm sorry, minds. And not as even that. Their minds supersede our minds in certain ways. Not in terms of decoding abstract shit and technology, but you gotta look at it from nature's standpoint. In nature, she likes the species that's most durable. So microbes, bacteria, archaea, viruses, sometimes fungi, protists, red and green, they survived most extinction events. There's only, I think, one extinction event that took out fungi, but bacteria and archaea and viruses survived every extinction event. So guess what? They sit on top of the pyramid when it comes to nature. Somebody who's humocentric will say, what? Viruses, bacteria, archaea. What's an archaea, right? What's a red protist? What's a green protist? What's a yeast? They don't know. They are like lost because they just look at shit from the human angle. And if they get animal, it has to be mammal. Animal is close to them. So there's a lot of concepts of consciousness they don't understand. They only get a glimpse of it, right? And then when you understand that nature is here before you and it'll be here after you. So when you're in the physical world, you're sharing it with all these different species, even with their thoughts. And if their thoughts are not as advanced as our thoughts, they still have it where they have a pattern of thinking, right? So tigers, whatever, donkeys, cheetahs, birds have a pattern of thinking, of thought. So when we're in the same world with them, all these different thoughts kind of collide. So when a person hears that, they say thoughts create reality. So they think, I just think good thoughts, I'm cool. But they don't realize, first off, you don't know what your subconscious mind is thinking. You inherited the subconscious mind of your ancestors. Then also, your zodiac sign affects your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind picks up thoughts of everyone around it. So when you have those positive thoughts, it clashes with when I say positive thoughts, conscious positive thoughts, it's going to clash with the subconscious mind, right? Because the subconscious mind is your darker side in the beginning. When you don't train it, that's why in the tarot, the Fool card, there's a dog in the card, right? You got to train the dog, right? It's the beginning of the tarot. So if you don't train it, it's going to be dark. And then when you combine the fact that your body it's like stored behavior patterns, then mixed with the world that you created by for yourself, it ain't as easy just saying, I just think good thoughts, I'm good. You have to think good thoughts. You have to think positive thoughts, but you have to do it for a consistent amount of time. And guess what? It becomes harder in those days, right? The hard days is when it's the most important. When I have bad days, I put more content out, believe it or not. I study spiritual shit more. I don't retreat. And when you do that over a long period of time, that's when that stuff reverses. That's when it reverses. It doesn't reverse before that, though. So you have to look at it from that point of view and realize, oh shit, okay, it is true, but stop thinking so human. And stop thinking, because when you're thinking human, you only see human thoughts. It's only part of the pie. When you're saying something that created reality, you're saying it before that pie even existed. And then when it existed, the rocks and animals and plants predate us. Humans only been on Earth 3 million years, probably. This Earth is 4 billion years old. The universe is 14.4 billion years old, just in this incarnation. So you put that in perspective when you're saying that. There's a type of discipline that's needed. You get that discipline, then we talk. Right? That's why I said, you guys can resist. Magic is the only way out there, shit. There is no happy thoughts in magic. It's just like, there is happy thoughts in magic, but magic is science. You got to do shit. Even if it's on an internal level. Even if it's like, oh, what up? Ricky and Sam and Catelyn all have the same dream, meet each other. They'll go to sleep saying, I know, we can meet up in an astral plane. Boom, 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 boom. Shit like that. Right? I ain't even asking nothing physical yet. Just shit like that. Like Karen, I forgot the chick's name. Karen, Bobby, Sam, they all like, hey, we gonna chop her an astral plane? Let's do it. Shit like that. Right? Somebody else who ain't transformed outside those three, they were like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I need some physical evidence. The physical shit come later on. That's how that goes. So stay away from the philosophy. No, I'm not gonna say stay away from philosophy, but keep the philosophy in context, please. There's too much of that out here right now. Too much. Siris King. Till next time. Peace.